Hey guys, it's Sean O'Connell, the managing editor here at CinemaBlend, reporting to you live from CinemaCon 2021, where we just came out of the Paramount panel that, in my opinion, hands down has been the most exciting panel of the entire week of CinemaCon presentations. I want to talk to you now about the featurette that we got to see, some behind-the-scenes stuff for the filming of a major stunt for Mission Impossible 7. Christopher McQarrie is back directing it. He's directed the last few Mission Impossible movies, including Fallout and Rogue Nation, and he is as perfect for Tom Cruise and this franchise as anyone else could be. So this stunt has been hinted at before online in some pictures of a stunt where essentially Tom Cruise's character, Ethan Hunt, is going to be riding a motorcycle off of a ramp that catapults him into the air in Norway, and he's going to dismount from the bike in midair and go into a base jump. And if you look at the footage of this cliff, it is literally, I mean, it's like multiple skyscrapers high. It's insane the heights that he's going to. So they, instead of showing us the sequence in its entirety, they instead showed us how they prepared over the course of a year for this stunt to come off. And so we watched Cruise literally conduct 500 different base jumps where he just mastered the art of jumping out of helicopters, jumping from extreme heights, and pulling the parachute so that he could base jump and land properly. He wanted to make sure that it was so rhythmic and basically instilled in him on how to do a base jump. So he completed, I think it was 500 hours of base jump training. Then they went ahead to build a motocross track for him so that he could master the art of jumping on a motocross. He literally, over the course of a year, learned how to properly base jump and learned how to jump on a motocross bike so that when he got to the time of the jump off of the ramp, he would be very familiar with his body language, how to get up over the bars, and then how to dismount from the bike in midair so that he can go into the base jump. One of the things that McQuarrie talked about in this behind-the-scenes footage as well too is that they were inventing cameras so that they could properly immerse audiences into the dynamics of this stunt. They were putting cameras on the handlebars to show you that this is actually Cruise who's going up and over the jump. They had drone cameras that were going to be following him around the entirety because, you know, he can only do the jump so many times, and if they don't get the footage over the course of them filming it, as Tom Cruise pointed out, like, that's the shot, then you don't get it. So we finally get around in this featurette after them explaining all the different ways that they figured out ways for him to physically pull off the jump, and then the ways that they're going to record it on camera. It came time for them to do the actual jump. So we watched them build this stunt platform, and this is the platform that many people have seen in a lot of the photographs. It's a ramp that's going right off the edge of a cliff in Norway. It's a long run that Cruise has to go down on a motorcycle with a line that's tracing him right down the middle of the ramp and then catapulting him off into this essentially a cavern. Like, there's a village down below, and he's going to be dropping the motorcycle and then going into the base jump. And what was ridiculous about it is that McQuarrie says it's day one of principal photography, that they are going to knock out the stunt that, in his opinion, up to this point, has been the most dangerous stunt that they have done in a Mission Impossible film. Morbidly, I think that they tried this stunt on day one because, God forbid, Tom Cruise didn't pull it off. The rest of the movie doesn't happen necessarily. And not only is the jump itself terrifying, but there's the element of the fact that as he's falling, he's in a chasm, essentially, as I mentioned, which is 3 walls of jagged rock. And so if he's not able to pull that parachute and base jump and catch the wind and go forward, then the wind could pull him left or right or backwards into jagged rock. And this is what Cruise does. As Cruise says, he does this for the audience. He does this to immerse us in the experience. At the end of the footage, we did get to see, or at the end of the featurette, we did get to see the clip of him actually going off the ramp. And as much as I watched them prepare for it, and as much as I knew how much Tom Cruise had done to get himself ready to do this stunt, my palms were still incredibly sweaty, and my stomach was turned into knots. There's this red line that he has to follow to go all the way down the ramp, and he can't determine necessarily how fast he's going or how slow he's going until he pulls off the jump. He has to be maintaining certain speeds. He's got to hit the jump just right, and he pulled it off, and he did it multiple times so that McQuarrie could get the shot. The featurette did end with a very quick montage of new footage from Mission Impossible 7. It really showed a lot of the team members, including Simon Pegg, Ving Rhames, Rebecca Ferguson, of course Tom Cruise. Some of the new characters will be joining, but not in anything significant. A lot of location shots, a lot of them going forward, like looking like they were getting ready to go on some of the missions. I hope that a full trailer comes later. When McQuarrie and Tom Cruise come to CinemaCon, they like to sort of show off how they do this stuff, but I want to see it sort of played out in its entirety. But we have to wait a long time for Mission Impossible 7 to come because it's not going to hit theaters until Memorial Day of 2022. So this was a really great first step, basically showing that Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie are giving it their all 100% for Mission Impossible 7. Terrific way for them to kick off the Paramount panel at CinemaCon, and a really exciting way for us to get hyped for the 7th installment of the incredible Mission Impossible series.